Mic check. Ah! Dude, okay. Is this the right fucking project? Please. Oh my god, it's not. Oh, there it is. It's definitely this one. Let's go. All right, boys. What's going on? Welcome back to the next video of my little EP breakdown series. Yeah, today we're going to be looking at Mine, the second song off the EP. And you'll notice here, there is no drop 2 because I collabed with my friend Vodnik on this one. And he's in FL Studio. So, had to stem this shit out, sent to him. I'll do my drop, which is the first one. Kind of how I've been saying that I'm trying to do like a focus topic for each one of these. For this one, I think it's just a mix down. I think it turned out really clean. So that's what we're going to focus on. But yeah, let's go ahead and run it from the build. So, first things first, the drums. So here's the rhythm. Using some noisier drums just because they're so punchy, and just doing a little bit of transient shaping, make them even punchier. And then layered with that is this chopped up break, hitting on the snares. Just a few like very transient heavy hat loops. And that'll go. The second half is the same. It just, we're adding this ride. Also another break. Sweet. So that's drums done. Processing wise, like literally just EQing. Kick and snare and these breaks, they all have their individual thing going on. You can see I'm really taking out these, like the snare fundamental. I want it to come from the actual snare. So I'm just removing them here. So that's a bit of a mixing thing. Yeah, just some EQ shaping, carving and sculpting. Perks, same thing, very simple. Just individually, they all have their own EQ. But as a group, kind of one final little sculpt. Yeah, so the focus of this is going to be the layering here for the drop. Let's play the drums in the sub. And that might be hard to hear on phone speakers, so let's just add one mid bass layer. So that's our backbone, right? Now how do we fill in the rest of the space? I'm gonna remove this layer. I was just using that because you probably can't hear the sub on phone speakers. But let's look at span at just the sub and drums. So obviously all the high end from the perks and shit. We have a giant gap basically from like 300 to 3K that needs to be filled out. So that's where your synths come in. And kind of having this like visual thing in mind. Look, we're already covered up here and we're already covered down here. And that's kind of important and kind of something you want to look for when layering your synths. You don't need all that high end. You want some of it, and you don't need all that low end. So like this scoop. I guess important to mention the vocals in this song kind of are part of the synths. I mean, they're playing the entire drop. So, I mean, it's pretty simple. Just EQing a bit of space, overdrive, crunch it up, make it cut through, low mid scoop, and a bit of a boost. So really, like I said, it was just the sub and the drums that are the backbone, but add the vocals in, and that's our backbone. Got a cool little breath there. Suck you into the drop. That good suck. You know, we got the good suck only on this channel. Anyways, so let's just start to fill this out layer by layer. Let's throw the mid basses in next. So we got a few layers here, all serum. You can see like I'm very much limiting how much of it I'm actually using. This is literally just an init for that mono sound, and we're just getting these low mids from it. Definitely a lot more like white noise and wide. So we're not using any of that stuff because we're getting that from the init, and then a bit of a cut here for the vocals and the synths, which we'll get to. and then a Reese layer, kind of occupying the same space as the init, but a lot wider. And then very much so a wide and white noisy layer. We do have a bit of call and response here going on with this downbeat group. So that, and then the synths group. Glue compressing everything together, and it's just a couple of tonal layers, and then some like white noisy layers. So that's that group together. Yeah, now we're on to the synths group. So for group processing, compression, camel crusher, saturator, low mid scoop, and yeah, just some carving stuff and a bit of auto pan for the rhythm. The first and most important layer is this one. You know, and the switch gets a little bit more complex, but still pretty simple. And then you're gonna have just some saw layers, you know, very basic. And then straight up white noise. This one sounds like, yeah, I put some chorus on it to make it a little wide. And then this freeze, pan 30 right. Just a pad I made from the vocals. This one too, in the center. Pretty cool sound there. That one's kind of going back and forth, so no panning on it. And then this last one on the left. So synths group all together with those couple of wide layers, some saws in the middle, and then the main analog sound is like this. If we stack that back on the mid bass, and now check span. You could see the space we're occupying is pretty much where the hats and the sub wasn't. And this little dip off right here, you know, I did that because that's where the hats are going to be. So that's kind of how you can maximize volume with mixing, I guess, with EQing really is all it is. Creating space, you don't want too much of the same thing. I think, I don't know where I heard this, but the best analogy for mixing that I ever heard is like a blank canvas, right? The canvas is limited. Let's say it's 1 square foot by 1 square foot. So you can't keep painting infinitely. That is your canvas. It's that you have that much space to work with. So it's how much color can you get onto that without overlapping and kind of overstepping each of the colors. That's how I look at it. It's a nice little visualization for what's going on. So one color might be this high end from the perks. See kind of where the perks start to pick up, that's when the synths start to fade out. And this isn't all, like, I don't really use span until the end. I'm just kind of trying to show you, it's really more by ear. But if we listen to these two groups together. You know, it's kind of leveling off. You know, maybe we could look at the mid bass, see where that's taken up. Between like 2 to 3K, that dip is going to be taken up by the vocals and the synths. If we go and look at these now. See, now that's taken up there. And yeah, let's just play it all together. I think like I said, this one would be pretty quick. Let's see how we're looking together. And let me just also say, this is by no means a perfect mixdown. You know, everyone's heard you're supposed to want to make it look like a Nike sign. I don't know. Like if you look at Skrillex's latest album, it's pretty much all even across the board. So there's really no right answer. It's just what sounds good. And like I said, span is a great visual tool. It's also cool. I don't remember where I saw this, but to put the side information under the mid information, so you could kind of check for phasing there. You want the side to be high, but not so high that it's higher than the mid. But yeah, like I said, span's a great visual tool, but at the end of the day, it does come down to just listening to it over and over and really critiquing it and being like, no, this needs to go. You know, we need the space for the mid bass, or this has to go. We need the space for the synths. Making some decisions there, and then with that you could kind of maximize your volume. But the switch is kind of cool. Have like a bit of a break from the drums here. Yeah, this lead is sick. Actually, Vodnik sent me this lead, and you know, he helped me with the second drop for the song, so kind of had a bit of a unison going on there. But fading it in, and then this one too. So these are going to be harmonizing. This is kind of a similar thing I showed in my last breakdown. Harmonizing leads together makes them sound way bigger. Also, using pitch bends instead of just changing notes really helps to make it sound epic. So that's this part. I think that's pretty much it. All I wanted to cover for this song, like I said, to be quick and easy. The next two songs, so the next two breakdowns, are like kind of breakbeat vibes, not really trap anymore. And I love them, so I'm really excited to dive into those. So stay tuned for the next video, but thanks for watching this one. Hope you learned something. Check out my Gumroad for Ableton racks and sample packs, and catch you next time.